It's not the boys, y'all, but the bees that are back in town. Recent studies from the U.S. Department of Agriculture are showing that bee populations are back on the rise in the U.S. thanks to the efforts of many communities and individuals taking steps to beeify their surroundings and their practices. Buzz, buzz, buzz. No need to be scared and run away. I'm just a little bee looking for a flower, and you smell nice. It's sacred to the wood here to give you a good old-fashioned buzz, and I promise you won't step on your laptop or lose your wallet during this high. You'll only create tons of happy chemicals in your brain that literally heal your body and your soul. This is why I am addicted to good news, y'all. Happiness gives you the best buzz on the planet, and I'm about to turn your buzz into a buzz. Catch my drift? Picking up what I'm throwing down? Okay, bees. I have to start off by saying, I get it. They buzz around when you least want them and are incredibly persistent. But if you knew just how vital a bee's life is to your own, you might just let it chew on the end of your toast or give you a little sniff while it walks across your pant leg for 5 seconds. They're way more likely to sting you if you get too territorial. They are pure curiosity, and if you look closely, pure cuteness. I'm not kidding. Bees are adorable, y'all. I found out that you can actually make a DIY bee bath so they can take little rub-a-dub-dubs in the tub. That's just wicked cute right there. However, with all this cuteness comes great responsibility. When I started diving into bees to get as much info as I could, I first went to one of my favorite podcasts, Ologies with Allie Ward, and found an episode on melittology, which is the study of bees, with melittologist Amanda Shaw. This was such an incredible foundation for my newfound knowledge of bees, and I highly recommend taking a listen and learning all the ways you can help keep our lovely friends happy and healthy. I am going to focus on pollination, but if you want to learn all of the incredible things bees do in their hives and more fun facts about them, check out Ologies for sure. Everyone grows up learning how bees buzz from flower to flower, collecting nectar and pollen to take back to the hive to make something we all love, sweet, delicious honey. However, it's not until you dive a bit deeper that you begin to understand that this act is the catalyst for pretty much everything we need to survive. Let me break it down for you. We need bees. They are perfectly designed for pollination, which is essentially plants getting down and dirty to make more of themselves. Since plants couldn't do the dirty deed like we do, they had to get creative about how to transfer pollen from the male part of a plant to the female part of a plant. In order to do this, they need a third party. A third wheel, if you may. Flowers produce a sweet nectar and a protein-filled pollen that attracts the bees along with other pollinators to them, and consequently, during their travels, bees provide this transfer of pollen, allowing the next cycle of life to continue. While there are other pollinators, bees are simply the most important. Y'all, almost 90% of plant life relies on pollination to continue thriving and surviving. You can find this list on the link I tagged to We Need Bees, but I have to put it here because you must see all of the things that pollinators do for us. Produce 1/3 of our food supply by giving us countless fruits, vegetables, and nuts, provide half of the world's oils, fibers, such as the cotton used to make clothes, and other raw materials. Used to create medications, they provide food and cover for wildlife, keeps waterways clean, prevents soil erosion, produces the oxygen we breathe, absorbs CO2, counteracting global climate change. Every year, pollinators contribute more than $217 billion to the global economy. This is so important. All of this spicy info really boils down into one not so great tasting stew. If bees go extinct, so do we. Can that bee have some toast now? The scary part is bee populations have been declining due to habitat loss, climate change, and mostly to modern-day agricultural practices. Y'all, that's all caused by us alone. no other animals seem to be actively destroying their one and only home. Just something to think about. Listen, I know what you might be thinking. I came here for some good news, and this sucks. Well, that stew is about to get a makeover. Bee populations all across the states have risen by crazy amounts in the last 2 years. Maine saw a 73% rise in colony numbers. Bees are back in town! The bees are back in town! So on my written blog, I have a link attached to the word here. But here you can find all of the amazing stats showing the nationwide increases and some super handy info on what you can do in your own backyard to keep this surge happening. The good news is there are tons of amazing people out there educating agriculturalists, politicians, and consumers about the importance of beeifying their beliefs and practices, and you can become one of them. Sharing is caring, y'all, and the bees need us to care. This doesn't mean the problem is over. Some states like California saw a decline in the last couple of years, but are doing amazing things to restore what's been lost. And if you want to see those things, you can check out the link that I have on my blog attached to Restore What's Been Lost. Plant some flowers that bees love. Make a little DIY bee bath. Tell all your friends about your new obsession with bees. The earth is perfectly designed to sustain life, but we have to learn to work with the processes at play instead of fighting them or undoing them. If bees were people, they would have gone on strike, y'all. But they continue buzzing and pollinating, and they get so much fruit from their labor. We get so much fruit from their labor. Credit where credit is due, bees. I salute you. My friends, I hope knowing that the bees are back in town and bringing all their buds adds a little light to your day. Things don't look great, but we can't forget about the good stuff. Have a beautiful rest of the day. P.S. Some types of bees take naps together inside flowers. And yes, it's as cute as it seems.